Ukraine has fought brilliantly, even as China, the second largest economy in the world, has backed Putin.
If China had really provided military supplies to Russia, the situation on the battleground would not have been where it is now. President, for some time now, and in fact, today, the U.S. representative has been peddling false narrative to discredit and smear China at Council's meetings on the Ukraine crisis issue. This is completely unacceptable. It has mainly 3 points. First, China provides military supplies to Russia. Second, China provides political cover for Russia. Third, if China hadn't supported Russia, the war would have ended long ago. These 3 points are all downright lies through and through. At earlier meetings, I responded to the U.S. fallacies many times. Today, I might go a little further. First, if China had really provided military supplies to Russia, the situation on the battleground would not have been where it is now. Second, if China had provided political cover for Russia, we would not have repeatedly emphasized in public the respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries and adherence to the purpose and principles of the UN Charter. Third, if China really did not want an early end to the war, we would not have sent our special envoys on multiple shadow diplomacy missions, nor would we have worked with the Global South countries to establish the group of friends for peace on the Ukraine crisis. The fact is, since the beginning, the U.S. has used the Ukraine war to advance its geopolitical strategy and serve its own agenda. To sum up, first, the U.S. wants nothing more than a weekend and defeated Russia through the war so as to dominate European security and further increase its influence in Europe. Second, through the war, the U.S. intends to stoke up bloc confrontation, create divisions and confrontation, and contain and isolate China, a strategic rival in their eyes. Third, through the war, the U.S. wishes to project a positive image to offset the international community's criticism of its policies on the Middle East. Unfortunately, the U.S. has failed on all 3 attempts. As such, the U.S. refuses to reflect upon its own actions and the major responsibilities it bears for the start and continuation of the war to this day, but chooses to attack and discredit China in desperation. With that, they vent their exasperations, divert attentions, and shift blames. Such acts will only further expose the U.S.'s blatant practice of political manipulation and double standards and let the world see it through. President, finally, I would like to note that lately there have been political messages from Russia and Ukraine on their interest for negotiations. The international community's discussions on the Ukraine crisis have increasingly focused on peace and converged on negotiations. The development of the Ukraine issue is entering a critical period. We hope that the international community, including the U.S., can strengthen unity and cooperation and make concrete efforts to encourage parties to demonstrate political will, start peace talks to end the war as soon as possible, and restore peace and stability on the continent of Europe. Thank you, President.